Hey everyone, it's Lemonade back with another Clash of Clans video. Today I'll be covering an army that can triple easily still after the balance changes happened today for the update. And at the end of the video, I'll share a bug in the game that can help you convert more resources. So stay tuned in for that bug that I found today. Let's hop into the first attack. Let's go here. All right. Alright, so before we get into the attack, I just want to talk through the army. This has already been covered by a few of the bigger streamers in terms of the army, but on the king, you're going to run the earthquake boots that are nerfed now. The spiky ball was untouched. On the queen, giant arrow and healer puppet. You could also run the mirror here. That's completely fine as well. On the warden, again, I like to use the healing tome. You can use the rage instead of the healing tome, but the invincibility, I think that's, still number one in the game for this army. On the Royal Champion, you want to use the Rocket Spear and the Electric Boots. That's probably going to stay in the meta for quite a long time. And for the pets there, I mean, you could use kind of the pets you prefer. I like to use the Phoenix on the RC, and on the King, I'm using the Yak just because that's what the streamers were using. But I think you could use like the Poison Lizard. You can use the Spirit Fox if you want to take that off the Queen and give the healer and put the Unicorn to heal the Queen. So there's a few variations I think you can do. For the Warden though, I like to run the Owl just so that when you drop the Warden with all the dragons, there's nothing that's ground in case, you haven't pulled out the CC. And that way you don't pull out any Ice Golems when you deploy that part of your army. Okay. In terms of the spells, we have 9 invis spells, as you can see. That's effectively for protecting your Royal Champion. So after your Royal Champion is done throwing their spears, you want to use the invis spells to protect it from any damage effectively, and you'll count. The invis got nerfed by like 0.25 seconds, but I still count to 4 anyway, and it still works out fine. So I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I drop the invis spells. The Earthquake, that is to pair with your log launcher. So the log launcher is just going to roll and start shooting logs towards the town hall. So you want to just make sure that you use the Earthquake where the logs are being shot to help break down those walls quicker, because the Earthquake spell itself drops 25% HP on the walls. So you just want to hit as many walls as possible that are also going to be getting hit by the log launcher's logs. Okay, the skeleton spell, that should usually be used on the monolith here. The only reason I wouldn't use it on the monolith is if my RC charge is going to actually take out the monolith. In that case, I would probably like drop it somewhere around here, maybe to distract the scatter shots, and maybe eat a town hall shot or two. But yeah, most of the time you're just going to drop it right on top of the monolith. And it's important that you place it, you literally, when you drop your skeleton spell, you literally click right on the monolith, because the way that the monolith targets, it always shoots what's closest to it, right? So let's pretend you drop the skeleton spell, but it's already targeting one of your troops or one of your dragons. After it kills your dragon, it's going to start targeting the skeleton spells, because that's going to be the next closest thing to it. So you want to make sure you drop it right on top of the monolith. And then the plan for this, when you want to analyze a base like this, you can either go in from the monolith side, or you can go in, excuse me, from the town hall side. So let me just zoom out and I'll just try to draw some options here. So one thing you could do is, zoom out a little bit more. Okay, you can, if you want to go from the town hall side, you could drop your RC over here on the right hand side, and he's probably going to take out like this, maybe this, and then walk this way, very likely, right? So you can imagine he's going to like get invis and walk this way. And then on the top side, you're going to be dropping your queen. So your queen, you're going to shoot an arrow, ideally an arrow that takes this out and this out if you can, which means you can line up on this, so you can't see it. You can line up on this collector right here. So you can kind of go this way and shoot this way to get that. And to line up that way, just for people that aren't that great at shooting the arrows, you effectively want to, in your mind, I guess, draw this line and then try and envision like, well, the arrow hitbox is a little bit big. So basically, if you put your queen here, where my mouse is, it's gonna shoot straight like this way. Okay. So what does that mean? It means you want to drop it like, instead of dead in the middle of like this side of the collector, you want to just go slightly up a little bit, like, and then drop it right around here. Okay. And then that way, when it targets this, it's going to actually shoot at an angle. Okay. So that hopefully will help people line up the shots more. But again, if you want to just be safe and just hit this one, then I would suggest just dropping your queen here at the barracks and just shoot this way. That's completely fine as well, because you're still going to damage some stuff on the way down here. You're just not going to hit the second air defense, but you'll still be able to triple the base. Okay, so that's the approach that I would take on the RC. So the RC is going to take this all out. The queen is going to shoot here and then start walking this way as well. So you can imagine this is sort of going to be taken care of. This is going to be taken care of, right? That's your kind of goal. Probably more, as long because you have 9 invis spells, so you're going to walk your RC down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drop your ice golem here, super barb, or yeah, some super barbs here to take out like these junk buildings, so that because you want your king to go this way, right? And then you want your king to ability, ideally past the town hall if you can even survive that long. And the log launcher is going to go this way. So then you might want to, you have a wall breaker, so your wall breaker is going to break this wall. So you don't really need to quake this. So you can just quake like right here, because one, it'll damage all the buildings here, but it'll also damage all the walls in that area as well, right? And then the log launcher is just going to go through and shoot that. For this attack though, I approach from the other side because I want to take care of the monolith and I want to take care of this area. Okay. For Town Hall 17, the Town Hall is actually not that scary of a defense anymore. It's pretty easy to take down compared to Town Hall 16 because there's no Giga Bomb built into it anymore and there's no poison slow. So I usually prioritize taking down compartments that are way more scary. So obviously look at this core compartment, right? You have both of your spell towers in here, which are going to be super dangerous. You have the slow from the poison, and then you have a rage that's hitting like these 1, 2, 3, 6, what is that? 6, 7 defenses, right? So that's going to be super strong. So that's where you want to effectively use your king ability, right? You want to get your king ideally all the way into here, drop your king and let the spike ball bounce on all of these and have the quake do damage to it as well. And then you're using a quake spell probably in here as well. So the approach down here is basically the complete opposite of the other side. So you can run your RC on this side, right? So your RC is going to run this way, take that out. Your queen is going to shoot over here somewhere and start walking there. And then you're going to drop your wall breaker and then everything else for the Barb King log launcher push. So the ice golem, the log launcher, the king, the wall breaker, and then some super barbs to help funnel it into this direction, right? Because you want to go straight. And then effectively, once you've dropped the ordering is you want to drop your RC, activate the spear, then you want to drop your queen, activate the arrow, and then you can wait a few seconds if you want, but you could effectively then just drop your super barbs here, 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 and then you go ice golem, log launcher, barb king, and then I would quake somewhere around here because I want to make sure I break down all these walls, and then the wall breaker. I'm not sure if it's gonna like break this wall or break this wall or break that wall, but it's eventually gonna bring you into this compartment, which is fine. And then ideally, because you have the funnel here and you have the funnel here, so everything should continue to go straight. Okay. And then the way that this army works is after you're done invising on your RC, you basically just kind of wait for everything to die out, and then you pick a direction to approach with your mass dragons and your warden. So let's get to the replay and run that. All All right, so looks like I'm just scouting the base. All right, so I actually shot first because I didn't want to miss the lineup on the arrow. And then I dropped my RC on the bottom side here, as you can see. And then once I dropped my king and my ice golem and my log launcher, I basically just want to focus on invising my RC. So here you can see I'm just going to protect my RC and help it walk. I'm not paying attention at all to the middle of the screen right now or to my queen. I'm just making sure that this guy stays invisible and doesn't die to like the queen that he's right next to right now. Oh, he's invis in a way that he can take out the queen, but he just gets distracted and goes, takes out the air defense. He eats a town hall shot. He's barely alive here, but one more invis to go. And then I just kind of watch. I'm still just watching. I'm really not doing anything. And then finally I drop a dragon down here to take out that building and start the cleanup process. But this attack is pretty quick, so you don't really have to do that. And then I drop my dragons up here with the intention to just go straight into the town hall. And then and then it's actually fine that only like a few dragons go to the town hall because you don't need that many. And you can see what the first part of the attack did, took out so much of the base that this part is kind of overkill at this point. You're just left with a lot of different dragons. And the only thing that's threatening us is that air defense that just went down, the scatter shot here in the middle, and the multi. That's really about it. The builder hut obviously doesn't do too much. And you saw I took some time at the beginning of the replay, and this attack finished in like 2 minutes and a bit. So the attack itself is pretty fast because as long as you do step 1, 2, and 3 really quickly, then that only takes up maybe like a minute and a bit. So that's the first replay that I wanted to cover. The second replay that I wanted to cover, and these are Legend League attacks, so I don't, they're not war attacks, so you don't have that much time to plan. The second attack that I wanted to show was this one, which went horribly, but still ended up as a 3-star. So let's talk about the plan on, excuse me, this base. So I want to RC on this side. So this time I'm trying to approach on the town hall side, right? So I'm gonna go this way with my Barb King charge. So I want to RC and shoot the spears here and start taking like these out, right? And then I want to walk this way with my RC. And then on the top side, I want to shoot my arrow to take out this. Ideally, I didn't want to take both. I didn't want to triangle for this because then I would have had to drop my queen like right around here to shoot at that angle, which would have been a little bit close to the monolith, and then start, my queen probably would have got taken out by the monolith pretty quickly there. So instead I went for the easier approach, and I just put my queen somewhere around here to make sure I got this air defense out, and then I might get some sweepers on the way, but my main goal really is just get that air defense out and then again help create the funnel, right? So I'm trying to get this out, so that my king and log launcher and ice golem all go in this direction, and then take out this, ideally more if they can. So let's go ahead and get into the replay and see what happens. Okay, so I dropped my RC. So you see he starts shooting on the left side, that's fine. And then, as I mentioned, the queen got the arrow on that air defense, so that's out now. Super barbs to funnel. So it's important you put like the super barbs on the actual trash buildings that you want to get rid of. Get those out of the way. I made a mistake here. Let's pause here. I actually made quite a few mistakes. So one, I used my super wall breaker to break this wall that was here, and then I quaked it because I don't know why I was trying to get the log launcher like break that wall faster, which obviously was not needed because the wall breaker already broke that wall. So I should have just quaked like around here, like probably around this spot, which would have made more sense to help weaken these walls, right? Because the whole intention is you're able to push past the town hall. You see, my king doesn't really make it far either. He gets cooked by like the monolith and the town hall and the heroes that were there. So he goes to ability early. So he actually breaks out all the walls as well. So you can see we just lose so much value in just that little spot there, which I think is the intention of this base, right? It's kind of a trap that like, oh yeah, here's the town hall. Just go straight into it. And then you pay the price, obviously. And then the second thing, the more important thing that I've failed on rather than that is I let my RC die. I completely stopped paying attention to it because I was so curious about what was happening here. I wasn't paying attention to my RC. You can see she's gone to ability. She's gone to Phoenix. I have 9 invises still. So I didn't even invis to protect her once. Kind of got distracted. Again, just learning this army. So, you know, that's quite a big mistake to make. But I want to show you that even though I made those huge mistakes, at this point, my thought is, okay, you know what? I already messed up. But can I get a 2-star, or can I still triple the base even though I messed up so badly with that initial charge? So let's go ahead and you still have 9 invis spells, right? So you can use that. So here you can see I invis my queen up here to protect her from the ricochet cannon, and then she comes in and starts fighting the ice golem, which is fine. Another ice golem pops. That's the new freeze animation, which I think is confusing because if I was running freeze spells, how would I know like which freeze is mine and which freeze is from the ice golem of my enemy CC? But again, yeah, 7. I rage my queen here. So again, I'm just using the spells for my queen, and then the red mines come and finish off all the healers, which is terrible for me. And then I approach with my warden and dragons on this side. Okay, and I use my healing tome early. Okay, because he's I effectively will always do that if I'm running into like a compartment of damage, which this is the one that I'm talking about that I was a little bit worried about. And then you can see I'm now using my invises to just protect my dragons so that they're able to like move towards the defenses without taking too much damage. 2 more invises here, and you can see that even though I failed horribly, this was important to invis to take out some damage on this single inferno here. Oh, I think they actually take it out. We'll see. Maybe not. Oh, they do take it out. Okay, that was... I think if that single inferno stayed up, then this would have been defense, because that would have just cooked the rest of my army here. And I get a little bit lucky here. The owl, I think, shoots and chains, right? So I think it helps chain to like this air defense. Oh, it doesn't even chain. I take that back. The dragons take out the air defense. Now, this is still pretty dangerous. This is also dangerous. But yeah, I get a little lucky here, and I'm still able to triple. So that just goes to show, if you do that first part of the army correctly, I think this is going to be tripling for a very long time over the next month. Even when people start upgrading their Teslas and scatters and all the new defenses that are now in the game, like this guy, this multi-gear tower, I think this army is still going to be top, one of the top in the meta. Obviously, the Root Rider charge with the recall on the RC is still going to be meta as well. I haven't practiced that one too much, but I will make a video on that just because I'm curious to learn it, and then hopefully as I'm learning it, I can help others learn it as well. And now I'm going to talk about the bug that I found in the game. So you guys know that they released this Alchemist, right, which costs some gems to get. On level 1, it's 100 gems, which I recommend for any account that exists in Clash of Clans at the moment, to get the level 1, because it is going to be really convenient to convert from a resource that you might have maxed out, i.e. if you have max heroes, then you're going to be on full on dark a lot of the time, or really sometimes you just need a little bit, and you know, maybe you're out of attacks for Legend League, or you just don't feel like farming anymore, and you just need that little bit. You don't want to spend gems or anything like that. This is perfect for converting from a resource that you might not need at the time into something that you do need. And here is the bug. So here you can see it's available in 7 hours and 20 minutes. So if I go over to this guy, who is the lab assistant, you can see he has the exact same timing that he's available in. But what's interesting is that I actually converted my resource maybe like 10 minutes ago. So usually you get a cooldown, right, of 23 hours. That's usually like the window of the cooldown for each of these helpers here. So I should have gotten a 23-hour availability cooldown, but you can see after I used it, it just lined up its cooldown with this lab assistant. So what does that mean? It means that when your lab assistant is low on his available time, you can use your alchemist, do the conversion, and then the cooldown on your alchemist should actually line back up with this cooldown. So like, let's say you had an hour left. This would just show like, oh yeah, it's available back in an hour again. And then after that hour elapses, you'll be able to actually use your alchemist to convert again. So that's just a bug that I noticed, mostly because I'm running a bunch of different accounts. So I actually had used it earlier on a different account as well and noticed that. And then I figured I'd try it again to make sure that the bug actually existed. And because Supercell's unlikely to watch my video, it might stay in the game for a little while until they actually fix it. So hopefully that helps you guys get a little bit of extra resources. If you're running alts and you want to convert, that's what I'm mainly using it for. Or if you're trying to upgrade your walls and convert some resources over, this is a little bit of a bonus you can get for doing it. And that's it for my video today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. GG's.